And good evening and welcome to our final match here on the first day of SpeedGaming Live 2022. We have a match of the Link to the Past Randomizer between Acktheboker and Khanster786. I'm Adirondack Rick, being joined by Epiplyticus.
How's it going? Great to be here.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to have some fun here with this match between these two, and I know these runners have been running all day long.
They sure have, and, well, Axe-Men having a little trouble. Bunch of SMZ3 players, so they're all busy with the second tournament too, and a lot of obvious crossover with that group.
Tournament 2, Tournament 3 for some people.
Yeah, and these scrambles through the group stages can be a little rough.
Absolutely.
But also, like, speaking of rough, this group is a lot of good players too, so.
It's stacked more than the pancakes we had for breakfast.
I dropped one of those. What does that pretend?
You wasted good food.
Not on purpose.
Tell them about this group.
Yeah. So we've got Acktheboker and Khanster, obviously, and a match ongoing between Vextifer and Thelane, and then, oh my god, I'm forgetting the fifth one.
Vextofer?
No, I got Vex. Vex, Thelane, Khan, Ack.
Lumaga, huh?
Oh, yeah, Lumaga.
There we go.
Ack literally just played, and I was common the Mac, so, yeah.
So, in other words, we've now already forgotten what happened 2 hours ago.
Yeah. But either way, this should promise to be a good one.
Absolutely. And I think our runners are ready to go. Are we ready to go? Looks like they are. If we want to go ahead and get ourselves ready to go with the seed.
I'll do finger count. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Files.
All right, we're going to have a little bit of action here. We're going to have a little bit of coordinated effort here between the people here. All right, let's get this thing going, or maybe just hold on just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting things cropped and set to go.
Yeah.
Talk about the settings for this.
Okay, so if you've been watching all day, you already heard this. You might have heard it from me. Kind of an open boot start. A couple of changes here. No progressive bows. You got your bow and then your silvers. And if you're watching here, you know that that's a big deal. Just had that happen in the previous match that bow was just lost. We place all of the items, but we limit the certain number that you can pick up. 4 swords placed, 3 available. 3 shields placed, 1 available. 2 mails placed, 1 available. For example, 2 bottles, always empty, out of the 4. And what we mean by that is once you get that third one, the next one's rupees. And so when we see a lot of blue rupees in the seed or the green 20 for the sword, it just means, hey, we already found something. I guess the last thing with it is the health.
What about the health?
Yeah, we got 2 heart containers, Sank Heart, and 32 pieces. Multiple times now today, seeing it pay off to pick those up when they're like close enough. You get a convenient refill. We had Files refill on Laser Bridge, saving himself the safety door so he could just get right to Trinax, which was great. You know, saving, what, a 10-second turnaround or something. And I'm trying to think, there was another good example of it, but either way, if you keep chipping away at it, it pays off.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that's basically it as far as the mode goes. And looks like our cropping's almost set. Getting a couple things ironed out.
Just telling this cropping not to sit back, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
First day jitters.
Yeah, getting through it. Appreciate everybody tuning in.
Absolutely. And, of course, after we get done with this group stage, we're going to have a wild bracket finish here over the course of the next 4 days.
Yeah, and so how many get out of each group? Just the one?
I believe we have 2 at the minimum.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll go ahead and find some help to get things cropped.
Yeah. But yeah, if you've been tuned in today and you're still hanging out with us in chat, what was your favorite run of the day, favorite match, any game? Doesn't have to just be the Link to the Past rando.
Gee, I think we had quite a few memorable matches, but I think that one that we had on the air that involved, I think it was Relkin's match earlier today. That one, at moments were just seconds apart.
Oh yeah,
that was nice and close towards the end.
Yeah. Broken verse. Wasn't Dante, was it? No,
No, it was not.
Broken Files was actually surprisingly close all the way.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, yeah. Might have been there. Might have seen that one.
I think we've got ourselves at least something to work with here.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, we have ourselves at least something going on here.
All right. And speaking of the files, where did he run off to?
I think he went to go get some help.
Yeah. All right.
I believe so.
Yeah. And we're ready for the countdown
All right.
if the runners are ready.
Runners, if they're ready, we'll get the countdown going.
We're
Get
getting
the
you, okay?
confirmation, and we are about to start this match. All right, here we go. Start off in the sanctuary. We'll go ahead and check to see what we have in the chest. Just 10 arrows here early on, as both runners will be running or dashing their way on out of the castle. Get to see our map check. We have 7, 4, and I think that was the green pendant over there at the Tower of Hera.
I think so. So, quite a lot of interest here. The special prizes in Light World. We'll see how soon we can access them.
So Khanster is opting not to check the bonk rocks, which is in logic with the opening starting boots here. So we're going to see what winds up happening as a result. And
Oh, yeah, it's going to hurt.
that will be a sword right there.
Yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and see what we wind up getting, first of all, for the bush crab. Oh, that's a pretty solid prize right there when you need 100 of them to purchase the bottle vendor. Get a little bit of game audio now on our headphones. As we now go ahead and see what we wind up having inside the lumberjack. Do we have to do Aga to get progression? Not for that piece of heart, no.
No.
Acktheboker now finding out about all those red 20s. Getting 100 and, well, he's only going to get 100.
Yeah,
That maniac.
Yeah, just wants bottle vendor, nothing more.
I mean, it's not like you ever wanted to get some bombs or anything.
Yeah, you know, or Zorbo, but, you know, who's counting?
It almost sounds like you've seen some of these matches today.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I was allegedly here.
Are you making a pun?
Oh, no. but I guess, yes.
I mean, you very well could be, but we don't know. We'll find out what we wind up having in this seed. As we wind up getting vanilla pretty much over there at the lumberjack drop down.
Yeah. Of course, with the mirrored routes here.
Yeah, not really a whole lot to go ahead and talk about here in this late night. Thank you all for watching here on day number 1 of the Speed Gaming Live 2022. Tomorrow, over here on this channel, we start the marathon that's going to be starting up tomorrow morning. And we'll have a full schedule up there, filled with many kind of runs from NES on up. It's going to be a whole lot of fun over there on the marathon going on, starting Speed Gaming 2 tomorrow morning. I believe 9 a.m. is the first run.
Yeah. Get your breakfast, get some runs in.
Get yourself a moon pearl. Get yourself a glove. How about we get Dark World access right here in this cave? Nope. Not yet. I mean, we could still get the other glove or the hammer coming up here. And there's some bombs, so therefore Ack will now have 3 more that he can take over to the well, as well as the chicken coop.
Yeah. Grabbing that first bomb, of course, from the bunk there.
Yeah, therefore he has everything he needs now for this Kakariko village. As we find 20 rupees inside the well, Khanster does not have any bombs.
And it's going to set him back.
There he goes.
There we go.
Which he didn't get because he didn't go to the back of Lion's Hut. There's our Titans mid, so there's our Dark World access.
Golly.
So there
Yeah, and after
is...
Ack's last match, he's probably sweating already because this overwhelming amount of choice basically led to some of the knots in the previous match.
Yeah, this is a sea that feels like it's opening up way too fast.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, here we go. A 4-minute trip into the Dark World as Khanster backs up here to get more bombs.
Yeah.
By the way, shoutouts to 222 rupees. Also, shoutouts to the Dark World. We have a blue pendant, Skull Woods. We have a red pendant over at Ice Palace, 5-6 Pod, and Thieves Town.
Yeah. So we'll see what Ack can pull from the village here. But this is kind of like if you get all the access out of the dam, too, where you're just like, well, I guess I do Hype Cave.
So, Ack did not do Chicken Coop. Did he do bottle vendor? I don't think he did bottle. Oh, whoa.
Oh, well then.
Nice hook shot right there
Yeah.
at the chest game. And Khanster picking up 10 arrows for 100 rupees. That's 10 rupees per arrow.
Man,
Is
that's
this
worse
like,
than retro rates.
That's retro.
Yeah. Worse than retro.
We get ourselves a shield here
Obligatory
in chest
here.
number 1.
Yeah.
Chicken coop has a bottle.
Ooh. And right here in CAC, we can visit Sick Kid.
Yes, we can. So we get ourselves a piece of heart. Get to see how Ack is going to play out this Thieves' Town at this point. Does he go further along than these first 4? Khanster's going to go ahead and check Sick Kid. Sick Kid gives us some defense, which will help when Khanster comes into the Dark World. You always love seeing the map, and that right there tells us Ack is going to be going ahead and doing a death warp.
Yep.
There's the bomb. Load that up, and there you go. Back to the start you go with 3 hearts.
Yep, kaput. And he's going to move on with his life.
Meanwhile, Khanster's moving his way over to the library. Inside the library, we've... Oh, hi there.
Oh, Silver's on lib. All right.
And, of course, as you mentioned earlier, the bow and silvers are 2 separate things this time around.
Yeah, so the silvers look pretty, but don't do much just yet. And we'll see if there's an easier time finding the counterpart for it.
Yeah, I've heard we've had quite a few interesting seeds regarding that bow.
Yeah, especially figure with the trend of usually playing the progressive bow, seeing all this
Mirror
occur again and again is pretty interesting.
Mirror in the brewery for Ack.
Yeah.
That's going to be nice, so he can now really efficiently route this Kakariko Village Ether at the race game.
Yeah, I mean, heck, if he ends up, I don't know, with a flute here or something, it just completes the whole loop.
Khanster taking a look at the map, now gets confirmation that the green pendant is Hera. And now he's going to go ahead and pick up this bottle, which will get him his defense.
Yep.
And this is the end of the route here for Khanster, as he now will go probably do the South Shore route.
It seems like the next follow-up, get your 2 starting points in. Last thing you want to be doing is leaving anything
Another
in Link's
bottle
house
in Link's house.
at the altar. Yeah, and that'll be, I guess, both of them for Khan. Anything else he finds will be disguised as a blue rupee in terms of bottles.
So heading over here to the dam, we're going to go ahead and see what we wind up getting inside of that chest and then pull out the
Might have
item
been a
under the
shield,
water.
might have been a mail. Those are the ones we've pushed all the way through already. Oh,
We get ourselves a red cane, however,
yeah, damn.
which does not do anything for us immediately, but we're going to probably need that, especially with Mire and Turtle Rock being crystals.
Yeah, absolutely required. Helpful if we need to do anything so awful as to dive pendant ice. And yeah, what a weird bunch of checks to be getting. 7
Hey,
minutes
there we
in.
go. A nice single arrow
Yeah,
frack.
the big thumbs up, as I've heard it called.
That's a thumb.
Just what I've heard.
That's a weird looking thumb.
Yeah. And that rope, oh yeah, he hooked it, okay. I was like, did he break?
I like how that thing is just staying in one place.
Yeah.
So Khanster is going to go ahead and try. Oh,
He's going to set himself back a bit is what's going to happen.
yeah, because now anything that touches him is going to bring him back to start. Now, the one thing that, if you had any magic going in here, you could think about using your Ether Medallion, and that way you could take care of these mini mold arms ASAP. But
He would have to have gone to the bonk
Oh,
rocks.
that's right, because
Yeah.
he doesn't have the bonk arms.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Arrow Game coming up
Oh,
here.
check this out. Love that drum guy.
Oh, this is not going to end here. Yeah, this is not going to work here for Khanster. He had 2 remaining on 2 different sides.
Yeah.
And he wound up
And all that. Yeah.
not having enough here. Not enough firepower in order to go ahead and take care of that. Zach now is going to go do the
Showing
digging
off strong
game. You need 80 rupees to do it, so you might as well play a couple of rounds of the arrow game.
Yeah. Easy enough to do, right? Just shoot the target. And a nice quick digging game here. For some bombs, and hey, why not? while Khan's over at Uncle, and we'll see what is there.
Uncle gives us a little bit of love.
Oh, thanks,
And,
Unc.
you know, why not at 9 minutes in do the breadsmith chain? Because why not?
Yeah. Does that count as quick bread?
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
All right, so Khanster finding nothing on the Uncle portion of this run. And Ack now trading in the breadsmith. Has enough rupees for it.
Yeah.
One of the things some people tend to forget is that you need 10 rupees in order to purchase that item.
Yeah.
Which is for a piece of heart. So Khanster now heading back in the direction of the South Shore. The only thing that Khanster can really do now is kind of some Mario strats against these mini Moldorms.
Yeah, he's got just the tiniest bit of magic.
And
luckily they're relatively weak, and so if he can get...
He's just trying to be patient, trying to get them to go into the block. There's...
Oh, there you go. That's how collision works.
Collision or collusion?
Yeah.
So Ack is not without that chest. But of course he's going to get credit for this because he's going to land himself right next to the NPC, which will give him the credit for the pickup. We don't find anything of interest so far inside of this cave. Yeah, mini Moldorm cave. That when you already take a death and you have to come back to this cave, you don't
really
feel good.
Want it to be something, yeah.
Yeah, you really, really hope that it turns out to be something good, and unfortunately, in this case, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, credit for, using the tools he had. The cane's not the item you're usually going to there, but as you noted, hey, just a touch of magic and you're ready to go with it. Speaking of underperforming caves, on Ack's side now.
Okay, so we're going to the Dud Cave now.
Yeah.
And that's Dud.
Yep.
And that's Dud. And that's Dud. And
that's
Dud. That's really Dud.
Yeah.
I don't think we need any of that.
No, definitely not the hammer. And definitely not 110 rupees minimum for a certain dungeon that's nearby.
You need 110 rupees to get into Swamp Palace?
Oh, not quite so nearby. And actually, you might need 500 depending on where the flippers are.
True. I mean, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
I like this, though, because of where that mirror turned out to be. Ack is going to be able to efficiently work both the overworld and the dark world.
Yeah.
The light world and the dark world.
Yeah.
As Khanster heads over here to Eastern Palace, we find ourselves 10 arrows. We can't beat this dungeon just yet. We know we need to. So we know we need to find that bow somewhere.
Yep. Hopefully it's at least a little more on their path than... the last one. Man.
You make it sound like that was an absolutely horrible place for the bow.
I mean, it just depends on whether or not you check it, right?
Now, what if these people watch these videos in the wrong order?
Yeah, that's true.
And all of a sudden they're wondering why we thought that the bow that was over at the Uncle spot was the worst ever bow placement.
Well, who routes Uncle?
They're dirty. They're dirty people. That's what I hear.
Yeah, right. That's what we hear. No. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a bottle instead of 5 rupees there for Ack. Why?
Right, because of the item placement. So, because he doesn't have the bottle from Chicken? Or did he go back to Chicken? Or hasn't he been to the house? Yeah. So, anyway, bottle at the house, bottle at Chicken, bottle in Mini Moldorm. So now, when he checks the house, he's getting $5.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to get rich in his own home.
Yeah. A lot of work from home these days, I guess, but yeah.
Well, yeah. All right. Khanster's out of logical checks here inside of this Eastern Palace. The next one's not going to be in logic.
Yeah. Got the dark room here, and one of the easier ones to do. A lot of nice geometric movement, nothing too crazy to navigate around.
Unfortunately, it looks like Khanster got hung up over here on the right-hand side and got hit by both of the anti-fairies to lose 2 hearts total.
Yeah, and it looks like he's still struggling with this. I think going back and forth on the switch.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I saw that pause. I think he lost it at one point, then got it back, then got it lost. But I think there's a little bit of a problem that's going to be shaping up here. And okay, so they were south of him already. I was worried that he was going to get bothered by those anti-fairies. Now, there's another problem that's shaping up. Here's the fact that he's only got 1 heart. Now, normally you'd like to have more than 1 heart because then you can damage boost into the anti-fairies.
Yeah, but you're going to have yourself a time having to clear this whole room now and then dodging the anti-fairies.
Now, there are 2 small hearts in this room underneath those 2 pots that are available to you.
And smartly grabbing them before the anti-fairies start moving, but also being stuck.
Oh, he gambled it. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, with the other one sitting right there. That's rough.
Yeah, you should have grabbed the other heart, and therefore he would have given them 3 hearts. Now, of course, what would help Khanster at this point is if he was able to get to those bonk rocks to get that sword.
Yeah, I'm just kind of leaving that one unchecked for now with the boots to start. I've seen it a couple of times too, but they usually come back, so maybe you'll think of it soon.
So he's going to learn that the Green Pendant's Tower of Hera, which we already knew because of the map check.
Yeah.
And Ack is going up to the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got everything to get everything on that mountain.
Yeah,
he's got the hook shot. He's got the tines. Oh, flippers in the back there.
Yeah.
So he's got the hook shot. He's got the hammer. He's got the mitts. Really, the only thing you can't check at this point is going to be the ether tablet.
Yeah, ether tablet and
oh, sword upgrade from the old man.
Nice.
Now that, of course, that's blocked by a lamp source.
Yeah, and he can get around most of the Dark World too, but the thing that's gonna be a little tricky unless he's got the juice for it is Spike.
I like the fact that he picked up that bomb, was able to get a little extra movement on the stairs. We see a piece of heart right on Spectacle Rock, and inside Spectacle Rock, we get money, 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 money.
And with Zora on the table,
yes, indeed.
You know, you're probably going to run into another 300 eventually, but if you were really stretched and you happen to be in the neighborhood.
Now, of course, if Bo turns out to be at Zora, what am I going to do with you?
Laugh? I don't know.
Well, I mean, we could laugh at our opponent's expenses, but are we that cruel? Are we that cruel here at 11 o'clock at night?
I'm just here to yak.
Here at Speed Gaming Live 2022 here in Herndon, Virginia.
Yep.
Second time we've been in person.
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
Absolutely. So good to be back.
And we've got 3 more days of this.
Yep.
All right, let's see what we have inside Paradox Cave. We have 10 arrows. We have a red rupee. We have a blue rupee. Then we have a blue rupee, and then we have a red rupee. That was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Well.
All of our usual hype caves have just turned into dud caves.
Mostly. All but, I mean...
We still haven't gotten any use of the hammer, so it's still a dud cave.
I mean, but you need it for the crystals.
The crystals?
Yeah, the crystals, of course.
Oh, hi there, Flute.
Yeah. Dude.
We're going to need that.
Yeah, again. That was escape.
Ack trying to get fast movements over here and probably spent more time trying to get that set up than he actually was able to get out of that, and then has a little difficulty getting into the portal.
Yeah.
And we find out that it's Ether that is going to be the medallion required to get into the Turtle Rock, which was something that Khanster already has.
Yep. We found that at the race game.
That was at the race game, indeed.
Yep. Ack's been to the digging game, but not the race game, so I'll have to get down to the neighborhood again at some point from the other side of the
Which
dimension.
means he doesn't have the silvers either.
Yeah, it's true.
Ack also getting a piece of heart. Getting a cape. Getting a fire rod.
It's going to be important.
And by the way, we know how we're supposed to get that fire rod at this point.
Yep.
Because we haven't found that lamp. We don't know where the lamp is going to be, but that flute that Khanster has is what puts that fire rod in logic.
Yep. Freely available, so Ack's thinking about the fact that he can get up there and wondering if it's lamp or flute for him this time. That's going to be the giant pain in the
You know what?
This, yeah.
Bombos inside of Zelda's cell. We have interesting stuff here.
Yeah.
And Eck, now with that fire rod in hand, probably, I mean, it's a pendant dungeon. Do you go into Skull Woods at this point? That's the big question.
It depends on whether he thinks Dunka's in the room right now.
Is Dunka in the room right now? I
don't
seeing
see
him.
And I can't hear him, so I'm going to assume no.
So how dare he listen to Big Dunka here at 1946 in?
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like he ultimately won't, at least not yet.
I think he wants to go to a particular dungeon where he has a hammer for, and therefore can easily do what he needs to in this dungeon in case that does become something. We have not seen the small key to this dungeon.
Yeah.
So therefore it could be locked in its own self, or it could be right next to the maiden.
It could, yep. And so we're going to see, but definitely appreciate the early dip here and saving it when, equipment wasn't really all that great yet. And, you're eventually finding some stuff that makes this a little easier.
I mean, he's got the cape, so he's got a safety item for this upcoming fight with Blind.
Yeah, or if, honestly, even if the starfish get out of hand.
When has that ever happened?
Earlier.
You're going to have to tell me some of these stories about earlier, because you'd like to talk about that seed that Ack played earlier.
Oh, no, just
on a particular channel that is currently broadcasting, I think, Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Khanster activates the flute. And Ack, we're going to see what we have in here. We know this cannot be the small key because of logic. Oh!
Well then.
Bow!
All right. We got a bow here in Thieves Town Top.
Right in the attic.
Yep.
And depending on where that small key is, that's going to be blocked by the hammer. Although, again, we already had the hammer, and that hammer access wasn't really all that difficult. Khanster finally getting into the Dark World here at 21 minutes. Kind of different contrast here, the fact that one person was in the Dark World 17 minutes before the other.
Yeah, definitely. Ack saw the opportunity and seized it, and seems to have paid dividends. That, coupled with some of the struggles Khanster's had, still not at the Bonk Rocks.
So if you are just tuning in here and you're wondering some of the things that Khanster has that Ack doesn't, the ether that is currently sitting over at the race game, and the silvers are currently in the library, and there's the quake. So we now have all of our medallion information. And by the way, with that flute, we can get all the medallion information we need to know about this seed.
It's true, yeah. Get over to Meyer, figure out what it's really going to take for go mode. Of course, all those medallions in basically places you kind of expect to go. I guess the tricky one ends up being Bombos, but it's the one that actually I guess has the most utility, except we found Fire Rod.
The interesting thing about this is the fact that that flute is going to be required. So Ack is going to have to get into Hyrule Castle at some point in time.
Oh, yeah, and so he's just going to find it there. That's an excellent point, yeah.
So, especially not knowing what Misery Meyer's medallion is going to be, would you go and get that flute and then leave?
And then end up having to come back, right?
And end up having to come back. I mean, that's a possibility, but you probably won't put that risk into play.
Yeah, and especially having that dive all the way back to sell for it, for the Bombos.
All right, so we get crystal number 1 here on Ack's side here at 23 minutes and 10 seconds. Khanster running up the right-hand side, gets the key over here. That's one of those moves I keep forgetting, is that you can run up that right-hand side of the room as long as you're aligned against that wall, and therefore you will not fall down the pit.
Indeed.
So Ack now heading over here to Peg Cave, and we are remembering that you need to have boots in order to, or the boots and the sword in order to knock down those pegs.
Yep.
We've seen a few instances of people not remembering that, and then they bonk into that first peg, and they're like, oh, right.
Yeah, yeah. Having to do the slow tip-tap all the way through.
Well, I was more going along the lines of that's the bonk of shame. All right, so Ack here, heading over towards the eastern area. We'll get those flippers soon. But this is going to be a dungeon that Ack can finish.
Yep.
And I would not be surprised if he does the combination of the pod and eastern together, because you've got the mirror, so therefore you can do them back to back.
Yep, and more than capable of getting through all this without the lantern, so should be pretty much just rinse and repeat from the earlier match.
Oh, yeah. So the items that Ack has that Khanster does not have, we know the fire rod is up in the hookshot cave. Yep. And we also know that the let me see what else I was looking for here. I have lost my train of thought.
Well, we had cables
the hookshot.
That's right. I mean, well, speaking of hookshot cave, hookshot and chess game, of course, being one of those earlier done Dark World dives.
And you know what I was going to talk about, the mirror, which is in the brewery.
Yeah.
Don't mind us, it's late.
But bombs, flips.
There we go. Ack now getting those flippers, which would make a certain dungeon with 6 items inside pretty appealing at this point.
Yeah, he's got all the gear for it, and maybe wants the one more sword upgrade if it's around, but is more than able to finish it with just the Master Sword. It's just that fight's just so tedious without the Tempered Sword.
No, that fight with the Tempered Sword is just so much fulfilling, especially when you get it in either a 0 cycle. I mean, definitely if you get it in a 0 cycle, but a 1 cycle can sometimes feel rewarding. Guys are now going to the village of Outcast, going to see what the items are here, which we already know, that he's going to get the hookshot and chess game, mirror, and the brewery. And Ack finds a small key in chest number 1, the shooter room.
Yep. Putting that mirror to use here, and probably its most useful dungeon, depending on what you do.
So what do you think we're going to find here?
Let's see. So looking at it, I mean, books in play, right? We haven't seen it.
Oh, we're getting a little swaggy here from Ack. Will he do this?
He's giving it a try.
He's giving it a good try. He's got to turn the corner.
Very nice.
No!
Slips off the edge, dang.
Nice attempt here on the first try, but unfortunately, he will cash in his ships and take the loss.
Yeah.
I could joke around and say that Ack is going to lose 5 minutes for that failed hover, but, speaking of somebody who could set the rules for this, I would say, no, we're not going to do that for today.
But yeah, I mean, lamp may very well end up in here. We're going to need that ice rod. It's got to be somewhere.
How about a mushroom?
And again, always or items leading to. But, yeah.
So we're going to head over here to the mimics. We know we've seen 1 item of the 6 that are, or rather, we've seen 1 of the non-keys in this first section of the Palace of Darkness. All the fun in the back of this dungeon.
Yep.
It's typical.
Yep.
And it's also logically required that it's almost all the fun in the back.
Yeah, you can get up just too many key shenanigans in order to really open this up.
Or you can get 5 keys in this first section. So therefore the only non-key we got was the mushroom.
Yep. Which means that big key will be floating around somewhere in the back.
Probably in the maze.
Yep.
Because why not?
Yeah, it does that. Ack having to reset the section because of the hard hats.
They're very, very annoying.
Yeah. Terribly persistent, and the elevation change between those 2 sections makes it basically impossible to do anything about them.
So Khanster's in here about to get the bow. That is in the attic.
Yep, on his way.
Ack is about to get the big key right there. So it wasn't in the maze.
Nah, not quite.
And that's right, we do not have a lamp. But we might find it here.
Could be. There are torches in this room after all, which lets us say, well, if you have fire rod, figure it out. Or just figure it out.
But that's not it. We get key number 6 in here.
Yep.
Which also means that Harmless Hellway is going to have an item. Or the map, I think.
Yeah, it could be.
But it's not going to be a key.
It's a burn.
It's going to be a cane of Burna. So Ack has found both of the defenses now. Yeah, Zach tries to do the hammer jump. Let's see how well he can line things up. Just a little too big, a little too high. First try there, now gets it. And will find himself a piece of heart. That is item number 3 in this dungeon.
Yep. 2 to go.
And this is really annoying at this point. Needs to make sure that he doesn't get burned too many times.
Yeah, Kadangas have been big bullies.
All right. The last 2 items in this dungeon are going to be found in this chest coming up in the top of this maze, and then on Helmisar. Khanster now has completed all of his medallions with that quake. And a tempered sword.
Hey.
There you go. As you mentioned before, now he can really make that Argus feel really, really good.
Yeah. Get to skip the menu or the mash shoulder button strats.
And so here at the 30-minute mark, be sure to give these 2 runners a follow, and of course follow along how well they're doing here in these tournaments at SpeedGaming Live 2022. And while we're doing that, also be sure to give a big old follow and a thank you for everyone behind the scenes here on SpeedGaming, and of course the great Link Force doing the tracking for us here on this Thursday night, SpeedGaming Live 2022.
Yeah, thanks to Link Force for the tracking. Keeps us honest, on our toes.
All right, so Khanster going up against Blind.
Going with the cane strats.
Still has not found a sword, yes.
Yeah, it hasn't gone the old man or bonk rock, so this is going to be a thing.
Just needs to keep this under control. Got 1 hit out of the 3 he needs in stage 3. That will be number 2. Yep. I think he's got it this time, no matter what. Yep. Yeah, there we go.
Very nice.
Good job. Good job. Dungeon is done for Khanster. Crystal number 1. Ack dealing with the turtles in this room. He's going to go ahead and light the torch so he knows exactly where they are, which is a very good strat because these things are annoying, especially when you lose control of this room.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you start to kind of feel out the patterns wrong, you're just done for.
Now the final stretch here before the Helmisar King.
A little easier to do, just a big straight line.
Yeah, it's just got to dodge the turtles there, and then you move on to this fight. As Khanster picks up the mirror out of the brewery. And we see Ack now setting up the spin speed dash strides so he can have the extended hitbox of the hammer. And 4 sword slashes, that is it. Ack has his second boss done here. Will Mirror then do Eastern right afterwards.
Yeah.
And the prize...
Probably follow up with, he's got his 5-6. You think Pyramid Fairy jumps right to the front of the list? Not before Eastern, probably, but...
I think he does Eastern, then he does Swamp. Then you can do... then if you don't see anything that moves this seed along, then you could do the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah. Walk it all the way up to Catfish and everything if you need to.
Mm-hmm. And even then, he can do Hyrule Castle, which we know he needs to do.
That's true. Yeah, get a flute.
And potentially Bombos.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we don't know if we need that Bombos. We have not seen the only person who has the flute and the mitts make their way to the Myra area.
Yeah, it's true. Sitting on that one for a little bit now. We'll wonder just what's down there, whether that'll
so for
dividends.
For our no mode, all we need is that ice rod.
Yeah, and of course it's one of the more flexibly hidden items.
So what do you think that ice rod is?
Ice Palace, probably. I mean, if we're being honest, pendant, and it just ends up there.
Why are you so cruel to our runners?
I'm just saying what happens, that's all.
You want to see them suffer.
I hope it's not there. I just figure it is.
I mean, isn't it late enough as it is?
Yeah,
you don't want these runners to have a jet seed to move along fast?
We'll have it be an axe seed. But I guess here is the stuff to actually get an ice palace, so that kind of hinders that notion.
Is there a true definition of an axe seed?
Oh, no, I'm just riffing at this point. Or at least not that I know. You'd have to ask Ack.
We'll save that for the post-race interview.
All right.
Now we get to a very important check coming up here. This is a check that Khanster wanted to make. Took a death.
Yep.
Is it going to be anything important? Because this is an out-of-the-way location at this point.
Yeah, this.
Even when you have to come back here.
Yeah. The big key chest in here, yeah, it's just this, literally just to teach you that, like, hey, the dungeons loop around and stuff, isn't that neat? And I mean, it is neat, but when you want to go fast, it's not that neat. You just want to go in a
using the
straight
cape
line,
strats, and it's just 3 bombs.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing there.
Getting the speed, but hugging the popo, losing the speed.
We have to talk to him about his hugging habits.
Man.
Which will probably mean that he's no longer going to hug us at the end of this SpeedGaming Live. Uses the fire rod to light those torches.
Yeah, may as well make it a little easier if you can. No sense in, getting any more popo hugs, for example.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
So you really think that an ice rod is in Ice Palace?
I mean, it could be. It could be there right now. We could go get it. And if there's one man who's gonna do it, it's gonna be Ack.
I mean, Ack could very well go get those silvers, but of course he doesn't know that they are where they are.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Armos Knights coming up here for Ack, and Swamp Palace coming up for Khanster.
Yeah, 6 items available here, and the crystal, of course.
Makes total sense. There's the Armos Knights for Ack, and that is crystal number 3.
Yeah. He's off to a very strong start here. And plenty of routing options, so we'll see what he decides to do.
I think at this point you go to Swamp. You do that, then you do your 5-6, then you do Hyrule Castle.
Yeah.
And then that flute's like, oh, guess what? I might be able to do Mire now.
Yeah. And then while you're down there, you got the mirror.
You can do desert.
Yep, you had your boots start, so you know you can do torch. Had the lift and the fire for a long while now.
Yeah, 4 minutes in.
Yeah.
We had 4-minute Dark World access.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Definitely not terrifying.
Oh, it's been absolutely a blast.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, honestly, the whole opening route from Ack deciding to, like, dive right into it has been super cool. Just seeing, like we were saying before, just, like, 7-minute blacksmith check and all that. I'm just like, oh, hey, it's all paying off. Neat.
And maybe we can find out where that 4th sword is.
Yeah. We'll be looking for the green rupee with the 20 next to it in that case.
No, I mean, Khanster may be getting a sword.
Oh, yeah, if he could get his first one here. My goodness. Poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when you have a race where one runner, they find all the swords, and the other can't even find them to save their life at this stage.
Yep, and what would it take to kind of even that gap back out?
That instead is a piece of heart, which will give Khanster a full life refill. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Khanster's going to go straight to the back. And we do see him not choosing to go with the diver down strat, so therefore he's going to push the statue. It's been a long time since I've had to push that statue.
Yeah. Between diver and icebreaker, like, I don't know. It's just awesome to see all the new strats that come out for clearing these things quicker and quicker. Of course, it's always in everybody's favorite places, huh?
Yes. Like, for instance, the Ice Palace Big Key Chest.
Yeah, right.
Which means you can't do Icebreaker, because it's right in that chest that's on the other side of the Icebreaker.
Right.
We get 10 arrows. We get a compass. We get pain and sorrow.
Yeah. Because at this point it means there's at least one item over on the left side he didn't do, and hopefully it's not going to be anything that weighs him down.
I'm
to,
glad Khanster realized that he does not have the sword before he ran into that Popo.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad feeling when you run into an enemy. Oh, right, I don't have a sword.
Yeah, and especially when you've got that boot start. Like, when you're swordless walking around, you're just like, all right, I just need anything right now. But you're like halfway there when you have the boots, and then you just clunk your head on something.
Now, for Ack, I can totally understand this play.
Oh, yeah.
He's potentially one item away. Well, no, he's to more than one item.
Yeah.
Because he knows he needs the ether.
Yeah, he's looking for that. But even so, he's only just found that compass.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's going to start realizing, okay, there's an item on left, and do I go back? Maybe.
And now you're going to get the big key, which is going to tell you furthermore that maybe I might have to go back in after all.
Yeah, a little bit of pull there. And we'll see as either one of them gets to the end of the Argus fight to find out if the map's there, in which case, with 2 items there, those 2 items might be enough to get you go through this. Maybe you go for it.
Yeah, if there's 2 items in there, then if you're multiple items away from go mode, then you might have to think about going back in.
Yeah. We'll see. But Axe starting the fight with his tempered sword here as we watch Khanster do the menu fight.
Yeah, I give Khanster some prompts for getting through this menu fight, but you're definitely seeing the power of that tempered sword versus not having the tempered sword.
Yeah.
Because, as you can see, Ack is finishing this fight even long before Khanster, if you took this from start to finish.
Yeah.
Okay,
Khanster
so
going for the silver arrows here, but it's a little off in the timing.
There we go.
Pops
So we get
the
20
eyeball.
rupees off of Margus, which means there is 1 item plus the map on the left side of Swamp.
Yep.
Whenever has that 1 item that remains inside of Swamp Palace ever burned you?
Yeah. Right. I mean, chances are high. Well, it's we also got the big key, so there's 2 left.
Oh, that's right. There is
Yeah.
2 items remaining in here.
And hey, it might be in big chest, the item that Ack would probably be most excited for, which would be flute. And
Whenever has Swamp Big Chest ever burned you?
I mean, honestly, in vanilla, like give me the hook shot just a tiny bit earlier, so I don't have to do as much.
Game says no.
Yeah.
That is red, but
there?
it's not something we need.
Nope.
But I would not be surprised after Ack does this, he does Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, it probably takes it north like we were saying before. He's got Castle to tick off, and we know that Flute and Ether, or Flute and Bombos are up there.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy that Ack may never get those silvers.
Yeah, just might not have the reason to, and
he never saw them. That's the whole thing. He never saw them.
Yeah. Yeah. Race game holding Ether, and then Library holding silvers. Where that Ether is going to be absolutely needed. The silvers, formality. They sure help, but, you know, we get by.
True, because he has to go to race game.
It's likely he ends up checking Library.
But that depends. If Ether's his go mode,
Yeah, maybe he doesn't bother.
maybe he doesn't bother.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets that flute. Maybe he gets that bombos. Then he gets over to the Myers shed. And then he finds the ice rod over there.
Indeed.
And therefore, that Ether's go mode, and he never went into the library.
Could be.
That's a possibility.
Absolutely.
All right, left
We're
side
just gonna have to
swamp
wait and see.
is a blue rupee. That's all, folks.
And map in the big key chest, so.
Which we're never going to see because Ack just showed that he's been counting his items.
Yep.
And Ack is not going to Pyramid Fairy.
I'm telling you, Ice Palace. It's a play. It's a play. But actually, it might just be taking himself a route. Maybe he never checked this island, so he might.
Nobody's checked Flipper stuff, so
Yeah.
here you go. It's 100 rupees.
Hey, go for it. You got Zora money. You need to work on for a bit.
I mean, we only have 457 rupees at this point. As we go into Ice Palace. So now the big decision. Or not the big decision, but the big question. Has Epibleticus been correct about this? Ice Rod location all along.
We're getting some confirmations from the crowd.
And from the crowd, we are definitely getting some shaking of the head.
Yeah.
Have I been thinking incorrectly about this seed all along? The answers will astound us.
Yeah. No, my specific call is that it's actually right here. Okay, this chest has been hot all day. It's been so stupid.
If something's hot in Ice Palace, how is it not melting?
It's magical ice, Rick. Come on.
I mean, it could be dry ice.
Yeah. Eh. He's going to pick up that heart piece over there, Khanster. Figured, again, you chip away at it, and when you see the one pop out of the chest and it's the fourth one,
he never saw it, so therefore
yeah,
he just dropped down blindly.
Yeah.
Nice icebreaker from Mac.
Yeah. Slick and smooth.
That, by the way, is item number 1 of this Ice Palace.
And it's not the ice rod. Shucks.
2 items remain. Let's see what we get. Ahoy! An ice rod in Ice Palace. I'm out of here.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Let's just pack this in.
All right, that's my one for the weekend. Yeah.
It's not even the weekend yet.
Yeah. I mean, how kind of you asked about how something hot in Ice Palace, but where else do you keep the ice rod to keep it cool? Duh. I mean, actually, if you think about that, the vanilla location, it kind of tracks, but yeah. Just try not to think about it, though.
I'm thinking way too hard about this.
Yeah. That's your first mistake.
I think my first mistake was, okay, sure, I'll do 10 o'clock commentary.
I'm glad you left me out of that. I really appreciate that. I didn't want to be a part of the mistake.
Sure, I'll do 10 o'clock commentary.
Yeah.
Race begins at 10:45.
Oops.
I mean, things happen. I mean,
oh, yeah.
We're all in person. We're all having fun.
Yeah.
Make your way down here in 2023, everybody, please.
Yeah.
We can have fun together.
Absolutely. And for real, though, shout out to the tech crew, because we run into these problems and they do get resolved. Otherwise, the races wouldn't happen.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Shout out to Iranian over here on my right, who's been doing this for this evening.
Yeah, we got Colin back in pod. Well, wait, back in pod for the
first time.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like the first time.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here's the play from Mac.
Doing the bomb.
So we're in no mode at this point. We know where everything is we need to beat this game.
Yeah. With the Ice Palace Ice Rod, we just want to get into the castle. We want to get over to a race game.
So now the next question turns out to be, what is going to be the medallion needed to get into Misery Mire?
Yeah. And, I mean, once Ack goes to grab the flute, he's going to go find that information for us.
And he's also going to get the bombas before he goes there, because you don't, when you're still looking for the ether, abandon it at that point.
That's true, and this that's an interesting subtlety to point out with this route. It's not as if he went back to check race game, because, I mean, it would just break this chain out. But he's going to get lucky that way, expecting or hoping for ether and finding the other one.
I mean, he got a good B, but he ain't going to get lucky with what he gets from the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, no, like you said, we already know where we need to be, so.
So he's going to go over here, then he's going to go into the castle. The map chest is where the flute turned out to be, and the chest next to Princess Zelda is where the bombos is.
Yep.
Ack going here to the uncle. The uncle gives him his half a quarter of a heart.
Yep. Not the fourth quarter, so.
I mean, it might be a fourth quarter in that game. I mean, it's late enough.
Yeah.
Well, this is more exciting. As Khanster's going to try to show us the hammer jump. And Ack is inside. Now, does he bail, thinking he could be in go mode? No, he's not in go mode. Never mind. Why do I keep saying that? Because he needs that ether. The ether that's on the race game.
Yep.
Khanster pulls off the jumps and now makes his way using the Khanster786 to figure out where exactly he is to get that map. Has pulled out the mirror and has not pulled out the chest on the north side of the dark maze, which was a sword.
Oh, gosh.
That's right. So Khanster still is without a sword.
Yeah.
And those 3 sword locations that he has not picked one up from is the bonk rocks, which you could get at the very beginning of this seed because we start with the boots. The old man, which is still out of logic because we haven't found where that lamp is.
Yeah.
And dark maze, which we had isn't in logic because we haven't found where the lamp is.
So he'd at least have the one. Could have even just been getting around the maze a little better with the sparkles, but yeah, that's rotten luck.
Yeah, I mean this is a type of thing that's just unfortunately setting up rough for Khanster just based on where the item placements were. So Ack picks up the bombos, picks up the flute,
and now
is
where?
off to Catfish.
Yeah.
And still doesn't have enough rupees for Zora, so we'll see what the play is going to be from Ack after this.
Oh gosh, that would just be perfect. On the 300 off of Catfish.
Or he's going to head over to Graveyard Ledge.
Makes sense, makes sense. When else is he going to get up and around here? He may still double back, but we'll see. Or maybe he's thinking about the fact that he left a bunch of this village checks open. It is kind of an unusual thing to have left on the table, so it might take a little bit for him to realize.
I have a funny feeling that the way that Ack is going to route this is to do this, head to the potion shop, check that, then check Catfish.
Hey, true, he's still sitting on the mushroom too, huh? Because he only just got the flute. Oh, wait, he just picked up the flute. I've been doing this all dang night. He's got to go activate it.
Epipleticus, he just picked up the flute.
Yep, he has to go activate it.
This isn't like crowd control. You can have somebody activate the flute for you.
Oh, no, I know. I just, for some reason, when you pick it up anytime after about like 35 minutes, I just forget the second part.
This isn't like Zelda 1 where the flute comes activated.
Oh, well, that too, yeah. And you have to remember to change your direction.
I mean, we could make this like Zelda 4 or Link's Awakening, otherwise known as.
Oh, yeah, gosh.
Where you can purchase songs.
Yeah. But yeah, with having to activate the flute, there's like no reason he doesn't end up checking those. Unless he just forgets he didn't check them. This unfolded just so ridiculously smoothly.
My brain now hurts.
Yeah.
All right, Catfish.
I mean, the only thing that holds him up from it now is if he gets the 300.
It's 20.
Oh, so close.
You're close enough that you're now going to go into Waterfall Ferry, see what you wind up having. Khanster's having some issues here because he lost where that Igor is. This is where you need to leave the room.
20 more, okay.
You need to leave the room and reset it, so that way you can figure out where the Igor is. Unfortunately, Khanster doesn't. He takes the death.
Yeah. Be getting punished with those dark rooms.
Now, 12 rupees away is Acktheboker. Will he get those 12? We will see.
Have we even been up here yet? It's been such a long day. Okay, so he's checking if there are rupees up there. Do you want to get them and run all the way back around?
I am surprised that he didn't do 2 things here.
Yeah.
Either try to stun the Zoras to figure out what the stun prize is.
It's true.
Or just kill them to see if they were in the rupee prize pack or the variety pack.
Yeah.
We need Quake to get into Misery Mire, so that Bombos was unnecessary, but It was just around the corner, and you weren't in go mode, so you were going to definitely get that bombos.
Yep.
Khanster now finding the piece of heart and 20 rupees. As Ack, what is he doing?
Activating his flute.
Why would you do that?
Well, because when you get the flute, no matter what time in the race you get it, you still have to activate it.
Right! We're learning.
I'm just amused that I think literally every race I calmed today, late flute, I just would totally skip the step.
All right, Ack is going to go over here to see that he can go into Misery Mire.
Yeah. Of course, able to double this one up, as we mentioned. You got Eastern and Pod, you got Desert and Mire. And then all that'll be left will be going through Turtle Rock and GT. So, again, just a surprisingly smooth turn of events here.
But
you were right, no silvers.
But he can't get into Turtle Rock yet.
Oh, he didn't go to race game. Oh, he
hasn't
skipped right out. I just expected. Jeez. It's late.
Take a look at that screen right over there. And I'm going to point. See, I'm pointing.
I'm looking at it.
You see that little medallion that's right there next to TR?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's a medallion next to TR.
It's ether.
Yeah, of course.
We need it.
Yeah. No, I know. I just, like I said, I just figured he was getting a race game.
Absolutely.
I looked over at Collins and figured he was already done.
I mean, he just fluted away after he activated the flute. That weird concept that we had to already just go through. Epibleticus is lucky that I like him.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
All right.
And Rick may or may not be lucky that I like him. I'm only sure about the second part of that statement.
I'm sure Chad's just yucking it up right now.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if there's anything here that ends up pulling Ack in any particular direction.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the Zora money now.
That's quite a bong. I've never seen that bong before.
Oh, yeah.
Fall off the ledge and right into a cactus.
Yep.
As Khanster checks Sagina.
Yeah, that's about the luck he's had. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, for real. It's very unfortunate luck that he's had.
Yeah.
And we haven't even located that fourth sword yet.
Yeah. It might just be sitting in GT.
At this point in time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's sitting right on Vitreous.
Could be too. Yeah, and if we find it on Khan's side, it'll be the fighter's sword. If we find it on Axe, you'll be looking at that green 20. So, keep your eyes peeled.
I'm not sure I really can peel those eyes.
Oh.
Alright. Ack has regular arrows out for this fight because he never went to the library. Oh, swing and a miss. Oh, fake powder. That's a check.
Yeah. You know, understanding his own plight, he's feeling like, hey, I gotta try to pull something.
Absolutely.
I've got this mushroom, I've got this king.
Now I've got five extra bucks.
Hey. And meanwhile, Ack blasting away.
That could buy him 1/12 of a potion
Yeah.
to refill his magic.
Yeah. Or a little bit of Zora money, you know?
Yeah, 1/100th of Zora money.
Yeah.
I'm spending way too much time doing math in my head at this point.
All right, so Ack diving into Mire now is going to hope to find Ether on the way.
Which he's not, but he doesn't know that.
Nah, it'll be fun.
He has crystal number 6 that he can do.
Yep.
And Khan is going to check Waterfall Fairy. Of course, does not have the rupees for Zora.
Yeah.
So both of these runners are going to pretty much just orphan off that Zora check now.
Yeah. And, I mean, we know that won't really be anything too important up there. For Khan, it could be the sword, which would be, like, the one that maybe was otherwise on his path.
At this time, I would not be surprised if it was just a lamp.
You know? Yeah.
And he sees the bombs there, and he's still making the way over to Zora. And I think we're going to have a countdown to realization coming up here. Well,
Yeah.
he doesn't stop bonking. 3 bonks. And here we go. Realization coming up here in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, and he's marking it. Hopefully he unmarks it.
Fine, go get some more money first. 273 rupees, not enough to purchase the Zora item.
Oh, and the frustration is real there. That's a bummer.
Well, that's exactly been the story here for Khanster throughout this entire race.
Yeah.
It's just been one misfortune after another after another.
Yeah, it is late. We've got, like we mentioned, runners in multiple tournaments and everything, and so you can imagine the mental tax by the end of the day. Heck, I can't even keep the item straight, and I've just been talking.
What does that flute do again? It makes noise.
Yep.
Hey, 300 rupees from Zora. Now we have enough to purchase some item off Zora.
Oh, does he go back? He does.
Yep, he does.
I,
This makes sense at this point.
yeah.
Let's see if Ack does the door extension. He's nope,
Yeah,
he's
Firebar
not.
didn't cooperate last time either. He went to line it up and just got bullied out of the zone, so I think he just decided to opt out this time.
Yeah, he's actually going to go over here to the cutscene chest.
Yeah.
I see the bombs are all ready to go.
Yeah.
Things are about to get a little explosive over here.
Yep.
The worst thing here is that if this turns out to be something like the book,
Yeah, it could definitely turn his path.
all right, well, after blowing up his face and now blowing up Zora's
Yeah.
face, let's see what we get.
Yeah.
Refund!
Incredible.
All right. All right. So now, Ack, making his way through Misery Mart, has not picked up the big key just yet.
Wow, just of all the things that you could have prepped, you could just been like slashing at the water or anything. Actually, should have slashed at the. Wait, sword. Dang it. I'm so sorry. But hey, look. Hey,
Wow.
look.
And more upsetness coming up here at 3, 2, 1. Yep.
Yeah.
And there's the big key for Ack.
Yep.
And now time to head over here to the back.
Yeah. And at this point, if Ack didn't do the race game when he went to activate the flute, when's he doing the race game?
I have one main concern about this.
Yeah.
Does he... Well, he can't go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, he literally.
Maybe
can't get
that
in.
keeps him away from Tower of Hera, but the green pendant looms large.
Yeah, he could take the time to do that.
Oh gosh, Khanster's gonna really be feeling rough right now.
Oh, 'cause he's about to.
Oh,
do
Ack
it.
took a death.
Oh no.
I think he's got a fairy in a bottle. Yes,
Gotcha.
he does.
Good.
That should keep his... Oh, it took the block off. Okay, let's try that again.
There we go.
Now, there's going to be more pain and sorrow here for Khanster because this is going to get him his second sword.
Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, I'll have the second sword, but he could have had it if he was willing to do this dark room a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of a rough go.
And so there's the second sword. And the raised eyebrows says it all.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't take notice if Ack had...
Oh, nice pushing of the dead rock into the cave.
Yeah. Nice to know you can get those out of the way, but I didn't even notice if Ack had bothered setting up Spooky, but I'm guessing that death would have undone it anyway. So we see him blindly throwing the bomb north to get the switches and all that.
Yeah, I have not really been paying much attention to that.
Yeah.
I think we're all caught up in the drama of the trip to Zora.
Yeah.
And here's Ack with a fight that, you know, those silver arrows would have been really nice, but I mean, we do have Tempered Sword and we have the cape, so this is not going to be that true troubling of a fight. There we go. And Khanster going into Pendant Tower of Hera. It's the green pendant. And Ack is now finished off with the Misery Mire. Oh, there's our lamp. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my.
That's a lamp location.
Right, and flew out of castle because it was freely available.
Mm-hmm.
All that good stuff.
And
Yay.
Mirror in the brewery.
Yep. Oh, what did we end up with on Viddy?
Viddy gave us a key.
Okay.
So Ack's not going to be a fetch quest taken away from all of this.
Yeah.
As he now will go and check, I believe, the checkerboard into Agina. But on a total serious note here, these runners are giving their all here at SpeedGaming Live.
Oh, absolutely.
And this, as you mentioned before, is very, very taxing on the mental because you've got multiple seeds you're probably putting up during the course of a day, if not multiple tournaments.
Yeah, and especially if you're, say, running Super Metroid and A Link to the Past and then doing the combo rando. Imagine you might get some of your seeds mixed up and think, I checked this. Oh, no, I didn't check this, or who knows. But, yeah. Ack finishing up desert checks, though, and about to get a Molorn fight.
Hammer number 1 of 3. Hammer number 2 of 3. And by the way, Ack is heading into this dungeon as well, so he will get this lamp. And I think there's something downstairs.
Yeah.
And once again, in case anybody is just tuning in, the ether that Ack needs for the seed sits at a race game.
Yeah, the really early, just complete Dark World access led Ack on a most unusual route that has gone really, really well, except for not getting the race game.
I mean, he had Dark World access at 4 minutes in.
Yep.
Get the Moon Pearl, get the first glove out of Blind's hut, go into the well. That would give you sword, or rather the Titan's, the Titan's mitts. And there's your Dark World access.
Yep.
Ack trying to line up his hook Hera pot. Gets it. There we go. And Ack getting that fairy back that he lost in Misery Mire.
Yeah, I mean, it paid off having it. You may as well grab another.
Oh, we already did see both items.
Oh, okay.
And Ack is not going to even try to take that green pendant.
Interesting.
However, we are going to be heading over to Spike Cave. Although Ack just took a look at his map, and I think he's gesturing in a kind of an I'm not upset with myself way. I think he just realized that's the green pendant.
Yeah, I might have thought it was one of the other dungeons. So we'll see what that turns into routing decision-wise, but...
I think now he pretty much writes it off until its very last location.
Yeah. It's kind of what you have to do sometimes. You go, well, I did this. Now let's basically play like that's absolutely the truth.
And now the decision-making will come in play here for Ack. Where is he going to go? The mountain cave is where he's going to start, but does he flute away? Yes, he looks like he's going to flute away. Is he going to flute to 3? That's where he needs to go. No, he's going to trade that mushroom in. Get his 300 rupees.
When you have the flute, I mean, you do this. It's such a quick check.
It is. We just know it's not the right check.
Yeah.
Picks up the 300 rupees.
Yep.
Flutes away. Is this going to be the flute to 3? This is.
Yep.
Does he go south? Does he go north?
At this point, he might just be going on the flute list. He was on the mountain. He goes for mushroom, going to the village. He's going to find what he needs here. Otherwise, I really think 4 would just be next. He'd be like, what did I miss?
Oh, he might be going into Skull Woods. Yes, he is.
There you go.
Khanster seeing that it's the Ether Medallion to get into Turtle Rock.
Very interesting.
Now, how's the key logic here to this Turtle Rock? How far in can Khanster go? Now, of course, you can get that fire rod if he goes into Hookshot Cave.
Right.
That would maybe send him over to Laser Bridge. Where in Laser Bridge, well, you ain't going to find what you need there.
Yep.
Ack making his way now towards the back. We know that middle section from what we saw from Khanster earlier has the big key. It's vanilla.
Yep. I'm wondering, Ack might be thinking pedestal at this point. I'm wondering if race game isn't even on his mind.
That's a rough thing to be leaving out of your mind, but it is getting late.
And it's such an unusual thing to not just have done in the first 5 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead you did digging game.
There's the cave for Khanster. Here comes the fire rod. As we make our way now for Khanster, he's probably going to go into this Turtle Rock. Now, you do not want to see any fetch quests in here. You don't want to see the book. You don't want to see the shovel.
Now he's done the fake powder, so that wouldn't be a risk for him.
But he's going to actually stay away from now.
Interesting.
Where Khanster needs to go, he needs to go to Ice Palace.
Yep.
Is he going there? He is not. He's going to flute to 6. Go to Misery Mire. Do that. Do Desert first. So the question is, when is somebody going to go? Get into go mode here.
Yeah, right. We're just waiting.
Yes, we are.
With lamp in hand, Khanster's going to get back to Mire, or get into Mire, rather. Probably feeling immensely more comfortable with that, given some of the luck he's had earlier with this.
For sure.
Oh, Gibdo getting in the way a bit there.
Yeah, it's just going to really affect how many fire rod shots he'd be able to pull Moldorm away, or not Moldorm, Mothula away.
Yeah.
You know, you can give me grief for my bad bosses here. I gave you grief for the flute.
No, it's all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I actually would rather like to see the Moldorm fight in this arena just because the bounce means something different. Yeah, just hitting spikes,
There we go.
But yeah, Acktheboker acing the moth fight.
Gets a piece of heart for his efforts. Pulls up the blue pendant. Khanster inside of this Misery Mire.
Yeah. So you figure you're out of here. Is he just going right back to Ice Palace then, or up the tower to finish pendants? He's mirroring.
Hmm.
Is it going to be a return to 3? Or is it a go to 8?
If you flute to 3, you wind up getting what you need, but we're going to flute to 8 instead.
Boy.
Now, I don't think we've seen Hobo yet. I know Ack didn't see Zora, and now that's lingering in his mind as he's going to go ahead and get this.
Yeah.
He's going to find out he's going to get scammed for 500 rupees.
Yeah.
It will be the worst 500 rupees he has ever spent. But he doesn't know it.
Yep. Oh, man. Yeah, how does Ack get back to race game here? Because
he needs to remember that this is a race.
that's about the only thing that might cross his mind. It's a little tiny bit of almost lateral thinking.
And in a group
other than that, like, Khanster pretty much just has to do things you do in the game. A hour and 15-minute race game is not something you normally do.
Since when?
I mean, well, all right, maybe you do that, but no, that's not a value judgment. No.
Maybe in Cross case because you get the mirror so late.
Well, that's true. That's true. Or like, yeah. Cross keys. It's great mode though.
All right, back into Tower of Hera. Now we're going to do this for the green pendant.
Okay.
I wonder exactly what Ack is thinking at this point.
Yeah. Well, I don't have book, so I can't get ribbed for reading the pedestal. I'll just go pull it.
Like maybe he's thinking about what he's going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got
green,
tournament matches to go ahead and do.
Yeah.
He might be thinking about what to do for breakfast. He might be thinking about having a good night's sleep. I mean, or maybe he might be ready to curse out this game as loud as possible. He might be thinking that words that are not appropriate here for SpeedGaming 2 in describing Sahasrara better have my blinking ether.
Well, I guess he's about to find out, most likely. I have a feeling
But
you cash that before you bother with ice, right?
But I think Sahasrara is going to give him a shovel.
Which is, oh my god, it's going to send him so tantalizingly close.
I mean, that's the
race
reason
game.
why I'm thinking that.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I'm thinking that, because that would maybe get him to think that he has not done.
And we haven't seen the
race game
actual.
yet.
We haven't seen the actual powder at all, right?
No.
Yeah, we had Khanster did the fake check.
Yay.
Okay, so just arrows. All right. Oh man, no, I would have. Yeah. Oh.
Instead, we get ourselves.
Because he's just lost in, like, yeah, he's just not gonna remember. It's so sad.
All right, so I guess we're going to have a pedestal poll coming up here. It is going to be the most enthralling pedestal poll we've had during SpeedGaming Live 2022.
All because of a little square right under the game feed. Right? The camera.
Sure, if you want to go with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think's going to be so enthralling about it?
The disappointment.
Yeah, which will be visible in the little square.
Which one? The left, the right, or the middle?
Oh. Well, wait, middle square?
Yes. Well, no, that's more like a rectangle.
Okay. A rectangle?
Yes, I'm talking about the rectangle where we are.
Oh, the rectangle. Okay. So what?
You know,
what's my side cause?
If you're gonna keep calling those things, I'm just gonna dump you with water.
Not with the headset on, easy.
Oh, that better not, because Fiesel will get mad at me.
Yeah. But all right, so Ack back in Ice Palace, notably here earlier to grab his ice rod. Sort of a ridiculous play, sort of a ridiculous call that I made just for a joke, and whatever. We're back.
Are you sure we're back?
Well, he's broke, but yeah.
We reserve the best commentators for the best matches.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's all you have to say. They can make their own judgment calls. Yeah, sitting on what you've repeatedly called no mode for what feels like almost an hour, right? It's probably a little closer to like 30 minutes at this point.
But it feels like it's been an hour. But
yeah. Well, because of just the exploding options at the beginning, which really ends up being the cause of all the problems in the first place. It's like you get this amazing route, but one thing.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of the way that a lot of these Link to the Past randomizer seeds can go.
Yeah, it seems
and
like
if you've played them before, you know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
Now, luckily for Ack, it's not the ice bar that he's looking for.
Yeah.
As that's a pretty solid cold stare kill there for Ack.
Yeah. And one of the first ones today where it felt like, oh, he just has the magic great, where with half magic out of this pool and replaced with a small magic decanter, it's just like you come down here. If you don't have Bombos, which, I mean, he did, though, you're just wondering, what the heck do I do? Where do I find my green? But, yeah. So, what do we got, Rick? We got 3 of something.
So we have now picked up 3 pendants. They all lead to something here on the pedestal.
Is this where we find our shovel?
Oh gosh, I hope not.
Is this where we find our powder?
I mean,
Oh, my favorite one, my favorite pedestal is always booked, though.
Yeah, the paradox.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. But we know it won't be the Ether Medallion, unfortunately, because it's just a wee bit south of here.
Yes.
Man.
We'll find out what we wind up getting.
And I guess if he works north to south, does he end up getting silvers, or does he just somehow only go to race game?
I don't know. Instead, the pedestal leads us to 5 rupees.
And you didn't hear that at home. That's not good. We've got the report live from the scene of the crime.
Let's go to our sideline reporter.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's not good.
But this could be good. This could be good.
All right, there's the silvers coming up here for Ack. As he looks at that begrudgingly.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to pick them up.
He's going to go ahead and pick them up at this stage. And now he's going to go south of here. And we're going to go now over here. We're going to go bonk into this. And now, once we get done with this race game, providing Ack doesn't accidentally fall off.
Flutes away. You know, because he activated it.
Yes, he did. Anyways, at 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 26 seconds, Acktheboker is the first one to get into go mode in this stream.
Epic 7-second run there. Yeah. Wow.
7 seconds. That's abysmal.
Yeah.
How did he get around the dead rock? My goodness, I thought he was going to get stuck there.
Yeah, I've seen a number of ways that they end up getting shoved out of the way that I feel like I've just never seen before. Like somebody bullied one with the hook shot, like just into a corner. It was great. Mm-hmm. Just another reason to love the hook shot.
Acktheboker tried a Waffle House.
Oh. Yeah. Ended up at IHOP.
I think he wound up at McDonald's instead.
Yeah.
By the way, none of those locations are affiliates or sponsors of SpeedGaming. Just having to put out that disclaimer.
Yeah. But, yeah, here we go. Finally getting, not even into
dead
GT
rocked.
Yet. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. And now Link in his Santa cap getting stuck. It's too soon for the holidays.
Yeah.
The leaves are changing.
Yeah.
Oh, Khanster didn't have a key coming down here.
Oh, no.
I didn't even notice that amongst all the other stuff that we had going on.
Yeah. Ah, jeez. And I mean, I complain about the timing on this. I'm not really complaining. I'm just, feeling the sense of it, I guess. But
oh, yeah.
We're only just crossed the hour 24. and he's gone now. Like, he's just, all he has to do is finish. So.
Mm-hmm. So into Turtle Rock we go, and pretty soon we'll get to go ahead and play a game. Because these two runners had quite enough of this game. Oh yeah, so Khanster's going to have to go over here to the Mimic side, because if you remember correctly, there was 2 keys over here.
Yep.
And there's really no way around it.
Yep.
Khanster needs to go over there and get those 2 keys. Oh, he's going to go back up here. Oh, there's our shovel.
Buried neatly just behind where you would ever have to worry about it.
All right, another hammer jump coming up here for Khanster. And he's probably going to be kicking himself when he finds out that this is going... Oh, just barely.
Yeah, gets it, though.
Yeah, I know. That's the most important part.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be kicking himself when he finds out that this is the tempered sword.
Yep.
That he died trying to get to this.
Yeah.
Which would have been his first sword.
Yep. Yep.
And I think I see a little angry look on his face.
Yeah, this one has not been kind for Khanster.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
It's been quite unfortunate.
Yeah. But yeah, Ack about to get the chomp chest. Low on hearts, got the blue mail, so he survived the hit, I think. They only do like 2 million damage when you have blue mail, right?
Maybe if you carry the 3.
Oh, yeah. As you do, as you do. But, yeah. Get to the chomp chest. Run a little low. No powder, notably. Plenty of anti-fairies around and, like, the pack of 4 here, but...
So you mentioned that this is a very, very strong group.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very strong groups.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we had the qualifiers for a reason, right?
We didn't do qualifiers.
Wait, what? No, no.
So, for those who are
Why
wondering...
the group so strong?
So, if you were trying to figure out how the groups were seated for this event, it was based on your performances on the last several Speed Gaming Lives, as well as the last main tournaments.
Ah.
So, if you
they're
did...
just kind of like really big qualifiers.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. No, but that's cool. And
without the god routes.
Yeah, yeah.
We're being told by
one
of our familiar commentator fellows of Clear Mouse
yeah.
that
Ack is the #1 seed.
Ack is the #1 seed.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a recount right about now, but nah. What Ack did in regards to race game is something that you'll see many, many types of runners do.
Mm-hmm. As we mentioned a couple of times now, like the route that came out in the first 5 minutes of the seed was something that basically just turns the rest of it on its head, and so you might forget race game for an hour and 15 minutes.
I mean, that's what winds up happening. If you wind up having an unorthodox route, you tend to have scenarios that arise that, you think, okay, I always go to this place, and I'm always used to going to these places. I've already did that. I'm not going there.
Yep.
And that might be one of the things. Or it could be just a possibility, that Ack's been like, I've already ran 3 seeds today. So
and I know I did race game at least 2 times, right? But also, to be fair, for like an hour and 10 of those hour and 15 minutes, he was incredibly productive.
Yeah. And seed bleed is a real thing.
Yeah.
Doing multiple seeds, especially back-to-back, can really play with your mind.
Yeah, there's only so much of the game that gets randomized, and then the parts that aren't do just kind of blend together. You're like, yep, race game.
If you don't believe seed bleed, I like to put out a challenge. Do 2 seeds back-to-back. If you never go, I did this location already, then congratulations, you're a cut above probably 95% of the link to the past randomizer community. That is going to be crystal number 7 for Acktheboker. With that discovery, we now have everything that we need to get into GT, which we do have a game that we like to play at Publiticus.
Well, there's 22 locations where, again, this is how our big key can be. And, well, get a number in chat, preferably between 1 and 22 to guess at what point. Oh, yeah. I guess the explanation's a formality, but if it's your first time ever watching one of these, you want to know what the heck is going on right now. It's not the Matrix. You're okay. But yeah, we're looking for a key. We're going to base it off the order that Ack opens the chests, and it's, you know, all just for fun. So
wait, so you say we're
pie, say plank,
so you said
want.
We're looking for a key.
Yeah, the big key. We said that earlier.
So if we find a small key behind that chest that you pick as a number, it's not going to count.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
The one that counts is the big key.
Yeah.
And now your numbers are cut off. Yeah. If you submit your answers right now, I'm not going to count it. Number 1 is a small key.
Yep.
Ack is setting this up as if he's going to do the Dark Magician route.
Definitely growing. I feel like surging in popularity again, but then I haven't exactly been in touch with the GT meta.
Maximize the number of checks per minute.
Yeah, and it's the thing I understand is that it's really hard to defend against, basically. Like, you're not going to lose a ton of time no matter what the other guy does.
So, 5 checks down.
And
wait, there was no key in that room at all?
Oh, yeah, well.
So, I think we're going to find a key over here in the Hope Room.
Yeah.
There it is. And that actually is not. But that's 7 checks down.
Yep. And we do have EP cleared for Khanster.
Yes, indeed.
So
let's see if he can get into the Ice Palace. That is where his ice rod is.
Yeah, he's going to want that to get to Trinex.
I just hope he goes there at some stage here in the very near future.
The green pennant drop here, maybe?
That's what it looks like.
Meanwhile, Ack giving the Gibdos a piece of his mind.
Well, they're trying to give him a piece of their mind.
They start talking back, don't they?
Number 8 is no. Number 9 is no. Number 10 says no. And number 11 says get out of here. Ack is going to not pick up another key. It's going to head over here back to the left side.
Yep.
And Khanster is heading into Ice Palace. That is where the ice rod is.
And he's going to find himself what he's looking for. Oh, wait. Pump fake.
Oh, that's right. We're going to check this, and we're going to go ahead and check the man under the bridge.
Did Ack end up checking that?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I forget what's
I believe it was a boomerang. I think it was the red boomerang.
Now that you mention it, I'm getting the confirmation bias that, yeah, that was it.
Confirmation bias is also a real thing.
It's true.
But definitely stay tuned to the Speed Gaming networks here at Speed Gaming Live 2022. More Link to the Past, as well as other tournaments coming up here in the coming days. As we make our way to where I feel like we're going to get a small key and a big key, the rando room.
Yeah, at the very least, if we get this big key, Ack really wants a small key in this room, because you need at least one to make any use of the climb. And honestly, 2's ideal, but I have a feeling it'll mirror after the first one if they come in a pack.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's not even here.
Yeah, no keys to be seen.
Well, you know, if he grabbed that key that was underneath the pot before he mirrored,
yeah,
and went to the left side.
So should he end up finding it? So now,
now so he's making things interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like say he finds a big key in Bob's chest, like before the drop in the ice Armos, and then like I guess you just have to keep going.
I fear for my life. Yeah. Anti-Fairy does not want to move out of the way. By the way, a hint, if you ever want to know the timing of picking up that pot, you wait until the anti-fairy hits the bottom of that skull pot. Then you can lift it up, and it'll leave there the next cycle up.
Nice.
Almost nights are done. And there's a whole lot to know. Right there it is. And Ack is going to be smart and check the big chest.
Yep.
And Khanster is 78 rupees short.
Oh, gosh.
The luck with him. And so the battle for key continues.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so he's got the one that he could go back and pick up from under the pot, but we didn't... Did we see the whole set?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It felt like really light, like maybe Mini Helma.
Mini Helma could save him.
Yeah, it can have the one extra key.
But I think there's going to be a guaranteed key.
Yeah.
In Tile Room. I think Tile Room is guaranteed a small key.
I forgot about Tile, yeah.
Because you can blow all the keys and not have enough to get into the Moldorm area. Or not the Moldorm area, the Ice Armos at this point.
Yeah.
So I think Tile Room has to have a small key.
Well, hopefully Mini Helma has one.
I really hope Mini Helma. I really hope Mini Helma has a small key.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Rando After Dark will return after these messages.
Yeah, right. Oh man, what a weird scene.
All right, well, I mean, if there was a moderator that wanted to put up a point prediction at this point in time to whether or not we're going to find a key in the Mini Helmasaur or pre-Moldorm 2 chest, go right ahead. Do so. By all means. That's what I mean to say.
Yeah.
I almost want to say there might be. But then again, I'm just trying to think. We saw no keys in the Staphos room.
Yeah.
We saw one in the Hope room.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was none in the Compass, because if there was a small key in the Compass, that means the big key would have to be there. And the same thing with Rando room. So I think we have only seen maybe one of our small keys, maybe two. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Link Force reminding us there was a key on the torch.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a key on this climb.
I hope so.
I think 2 keys were found, one in Hope, one on the torch. I think based on our deductions, there has to be a small key in the tile room. So therefore, there's going to be a key in one of these 3 checks that are coming up.
Yeah, we're getting the confirmations from our runners in the crowd here too that must be the case.
And you got to remember, if you think this key logic is painful for us, how about the devs who had to come up with this? There we go.
There's one. Entertain us. Check the second one. Yeah.
And they're
there we go.
Dual time.
Yeah.
The chime of the lamps coming out or turning off, combined with the explosion of the bomb, which created that little bit of a graphical weirdness.
Yeah.
It all makes sense, though. All right, what's going to be in this final check? Do we even care? Watch that be our magic powder.
He does it for the laugh. It's the map. I said earlier, map has been the item that shows up basically when it would be really useful just to be literally anything else.
If only it had some sort of use.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a use in this mode.
Afraid not.
In Key Sanity modes, that has a good use.
Oh, yeah, it's neat. All right, so what's
You have a weird definition of the word neat. He still gets 2.
Yeah, a nice recovery.
You only got 1 that time, though.
Yeah.
Probably should have had 2, but the angle was just outside. And should have had 2 there, but the angle wasn't good there either.
Yeah. Oh, right over the head.
He's practicing for the World Series that begins tomorrow.
Yeah.
As Aga 2 falls on down, up spawns the magical bats of Ganon, and we're about ready to make our way to the final part of the seed. And given all the hilarity that we've had with this seed, this is still going to be beatable in 142.
Yeah. And I think Ack has it in him.
That's pretty solid still.
Yeah. He's got a potion, right?
Considering the fact, if you look at that very bottom row, he's defeated all the bosses, and he's pulled the pedestal.
Yep. It's, actually pretty ridiculous.
So, with all the stuff that we've teased about here over the last 100 minutes, that tells you the skill level.
Yeah. And that's been the recurring thing with these two. There's these seeds that feel like, wow, this was so mean. And then you're like, what was the finish time? You're like, like 140, whatever.
How?
Yeah.
Well, you're a good runner, and you routed efficiently.
And maybe part of it, too, is that the runners have improved as a community so much that 140 feels like a while. Especially when you're starting with the boots, especially when you can make so many other decisions based off of like the gear you're getting or not getting, too. But...
So, Silver is my one true weakness. 4 arrows. We'll go ahead and finish off this fight.
Ack gets the torch glitch. That'll help out. Just a little less housekeeping here.
Gets 2 there. 1 more to go.
Yep.
And that's going to do it as Acktheboker will have defeated Khanster. Will claim victory. And we'll get to burn the seed in the pits of hell. Get your GGs in chat and in the audience for Acktheboker.
Woo!
Ack is saying no, but we're saying yes.
Oh, no.
And Khanster's about to find out the last piece of this puzzle.
Yep. Arriving at the ice rod location just past the finish time for Ack. And just
and there it is. Yeah. And that has enough there for Khanster.
Yeah. Yeah, and some
I was rooting for him so hard.
As we're getting some side chatter here for the crowd that you probably can't pick up on the microphones. So in just a moment, we will go ahead and discuss things with the runners. It looks like Khanster's going to try to finish things out at least.
Yeah.
Well, we were like, did he forget, or is he just putting it off?
So, heading over here to the right side.
Yeah.
I did not remember until very late.
You know, the interesting thing is getting to hear the side chatter here as we finish off with this seed.
Yeah. Give us a couple of talking points with Ack to figure out just what was going on.
As we'll tell the crowd to save some for the interview.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're all going to get out of here in like 5 minutes, but we'll make this a lot more faster of an interview process than the amount of time it takes you to get through an express drive-through.
Yeah. Or to remember race.
What?
Game. Or to remember race game.
Well, they're fine. If you say so. So I guess what we'll do is I'll pull up the information coming up here in just a few moments here. And we'll see that we have a whole bunch of things that are going to be happening here tomorrow on day number 2 of SpeedGaming Live. And now's the time for the information to load up. We've got stuff starting off early in the morning, like at 9 o'clock in the morning. The marathon begins at 8 o'clock in the morning, actually.
Yep.
As we will have Cantaloupe Me running The Legend of Zelda.
Excellent.
That's going to be fun, and there's going to be a whole bunch of other things going on with the marathon. We've got Ocarina of Time races going on, Zelda 1 Randomizer, more Link to the Past Randomizer. We'll have more of the Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament as well.
Yep.
And the Wind Waker Randomizer, which we've seen a few races of here in the networks. And, you know, it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Getting those groups done, moving on to the brackets.
Mm-hmm. And a little bit later on through this process, we'll see some Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer and also Mega Man X as well.
Yeah.
And Super Metroid Zelda 3, the combo mizer there. That's also going to get played out here. And Super Metroid Randomizer.
Yep. And
How could I forget about that?
You want to talk about seed bleed when you're mixing 2 games together and then you run the other 2 as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You mentioned that during the early part of this broadcast.
Yeah, with knowing that Khanster's involved with at least one other community, I think.
Yeah, I do believe he is playing in the SMZ3 tournament.
Yeah.
I do believe he is playing in the Mega Man X tournament, I think, as well.
Oh, gotcha.
This tournament, and, you know, it's a lot of games to have to play.
Yeah. Different skill sets, but then with the overlap, a little bit confusing sometimes. And,
Oh, for sure. But you play for the love of the game.
and
And that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Why play if you're absolutely miserable? I'm really glad he did not get hit by that pokey.
Yeah, no, that would have been real bad.
I really hope it doesn't get hit by that skull, though.
Nope.
But yeah, Speed Gaming Live 2022 here, Herndon, Virginia.
It's not usually like this. No.
No, it's totally like this.
Yeah, I mean, it was an entertaining scene at least. But man, just like the couple of times walking right by it.
Let's get him over here.
Yeah, come on in. We got Khanster in progress, but our Victor Acktheboker.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, that was fun.
It wasn't a late race or anything. Like, you know, I wasn't keeping you guys up or anything.
Well,
you know,
yeah, no,
who
not
wants the
not
fun
a late
to,
race game or anything.
Who
It's
wants
all
the
right.
fun to end?
Well, you
But no.
definitely made this a whole lot of fun for us
Yeah.
to stay awake to, and therefore not fall asleep with a boring seed.
I mean, I was falling asleep. I don't know how you guys did.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're going to have
Well,
to change
just
what-
on the edge of my seat waiting for you to remember. But I also, and I made sure to mention, it was like, oh, man, it takes me an hour and 15 to find it. But the whole, like, hour and 10 on the front of that, you were doing everything
yeah,
else.
man, I was just moving, and then
I do want to ask, how about that 4-minute Dark World access?
Truth be told, that was a lot of the problem.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's an unorthodox route. You're not used to getting 4-minute Dark World access.
So I even like I told them, but I mirrored a little early, like to do Light World stuff because I told myself I don't want to forget. So I went, I did the Merchant, I did the Chicken House, I did Back of Tavern because I was like, if I don't do those now, I'm gonna forget. And then I forgot about the 2 at the bottom. And then as like the seed was getting real dry, and I'm like, I always start to think to myself when I get to that last location, I'm like, what if I made a mistake? And I'm like, dude, if you made a mistake, it had to be something like early because of how weird the route was. And I was just running through my head, and I'm like, I did Merchant, I did all that. What's the problem? And then it hit me. Yeah.
Let's give it up for Khanster for that cane dash, by the way. Anyways, yeah, it turned out to be a race game. Luckily, you got the silvers too.
Well, that was the best part about that because once I saw the silvers on the library, I was like, yeah, I bet I know where Ether is now because I don't think I just walked into the library and saw silvers and left.
Yeah.
With starting boots. So.
Well, we made sure we noted that during the commentary.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that was I mean. And I just kept looking up. I was like, man, I hope he finishes soon. I would love just to be done with it. I felt so stupid.
Yeah, for you, it was the Ether. For Khanster, it was the Ice Rod. Luckily, he did not go into Turtle Rock in search of this Ice Rod, but...
Yeah, I felt really good when I went into ice and got the ice rod when I did. But, man, I felt really bad when I went back into ice getting that pendant. That's for sure. Yeah, that felt real not good.
And then you felt even worse when you went to the pedestal and pulled those 5 rupees.
Yeah. But I mean, the thought process there totally understandable.
There's no words for those emotions. At least no words I'm allowed to say.
Yes, we were saying that
so
the words that you were thinking.
Each have a prediction that happened correctly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I call it Ice Palace Ice Rod.
And I
It's just,
said
it's
that
just always there. It's how you keep it cold.
and I was saying that you were going to utter some words that were not appropriate for speed gaming too.
Yeah, I mean I did, but luckily I kind of hid them. But man, there was a lot of profanities under this mask during this one.
Well, in that case, I'm glad we don't have runner mics.
Yeah. I would highly. I mean, if you did, you wouldn't after this race. I promise you that.
Well, we'd have to call for you to mute the audio over here on the right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Just every race, please. Oh yeah, it's been just a really fun day of seeds.
Yeah, how about it?
I'm not gonna lie. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Like, hey, just get a little bit on the stairs.
Just bring the sign up there.
Yeah.
Khanster showing us new things, like carrying the sign up there, jumping off a ledge and running right into a cactus.
Yeah. He had some rotten luck in this one. Just a couple.
Now,
like,
the big thing here with Khanster was that unfortunately he ran into some really miserable luck. Like, first thing in the race, he probably we're just speculating at this point in time, but missed out on the bonk rock, so he didn't have that first sword.
Oh,
yeah,
that hurts.
Then he had the flute well before you did.
I could understand.
But didn't go up there to get the old man, which was sword number 2, and then died in Dark Maze after getting the bottom chest, which was your tempered sword.
Or top was tempered sword, so he never got it.
Oh, so he did a really that's actually some impressive work to avoid all of those, actually. That's really unfortunate.
He went he went what, an hour without a sword.
It was a hard time.
Yeah, well, I got mine in the second check. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think once he started picking them up, it basically went in the order that you got them.
And then
we still haven't seen the fourth, right?
No, we have not.
The second best part of the seat for me was when I literally, I think I'd done Death Mountain, I did all this stuff, and then I saved and quit at Link's house, and that chest was closed, and I'm like, holy crap, I've never been here. I had no idea.
Well, you got 5 rupees out of it, but it was a bottle.
Oh, that was a bottle?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the heck? That's insane. Yeah. That's so
because
funny.
what we found out from you was that there was a bottle in the mini Moldorm cave.
Okay.
He got a 5 rupee out of that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Game's weird, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad Ether wasn't there. Boy, that would have really hurt.
Sorry, guys. Left my medallions at home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the GT was weird. I don't know if a small key was allowed to be in the big chest. That's kind of why I went all the way to the big chest, because I knew my key situation was a little weird.
It made sense, especially having to worry about how the key logic was going to be. But unfortunately, there wasn't there. We've had to deduce by the time that you were starting to climb that there had to be one in tile room.
Yeah. See, I think it was like, I don't know. I think maybe it can't spawn in the big chest, but I think at the time I was thinking it's either big chest or tile room. But I was also thinking like, bro, you didn't know what race game is. Do you really want to take a risk on this one too? But I kind of just wanted to be done.
Yeah. I was half hoping you'd open the other chest because you can't get 2 in a mini helmet, can you?
I don't think you can
just too
because
many.
I think. Well, we're gonna. Again, key logic is painful at 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I think with where that big key is, I don't think so. But I honestly
because that mini mold that Ice Armos big key almost feels like it should be 3 small keys.
Yeah.
And we only found 2.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 then. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I think 1 was probably tile room.
So tile room had to have 1 in order to get to the Ice Armos.
Yeah, I think that makes
because
sense.
you didn't pick up that key out of the pot on the right side.
Well, I didn't think I had to, and I was kind of right, but I was kind of nervous about it also.
So by the time you got that key up in the mini Helmasaur room, we pretty much deduced that you were going to find one either in the mini Helmasaur room or the pre-Moldorm 2 chest.
Yeah. I was thinking that was right, but it was a little messy.
We were just. And if you decide to watch this back, you will notice that we were talking about some really, really nasty potentials that the seed could have given us. And it didn't. Like, for instance, that book that he just got in the rando room could have very well been in a very nasty location to send you somewhere else.
I mean, I tried to at least, relive a lot of those, possibilities just by forgetting about the items. So
Yeah.
you at least got to pretend. I would also like to say, too, he's very animated up there. So he was, reacting a lot and stuff. And then he did a really good job distracting me because, I could kind of see it. And I'm just like, I just want to know what's going on,
I mean, it's a whole different feeling versus an online where you are, of course, you're just looking at your game screen. You don't see your opponent there. But to be in a live venue like this to where your opponent's right there in front of you, that's something that people don't realize about these live events is how with the opponent right in front of you or right near you, you can see their gestures, you can see their animations, and it definitely does perk up the interest or the curiosity.
Yeah. I was really curious. Wasn't really enjoying like what was going on my screen, so I was just kind of like, I wonder what's going on over there, He seems pretty happy now. Oh, he seems really mad now, I can just see him right there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But man, thank you for staying up and doing commentary. Thank you again, Link, for it. Is this like, how many have you done today? Like 14? 4?
Yeah.
I mean, Epic Blood Kiss, you've done what, like 3 commentaries today?
Oh,
Yeah.
5.
5?
Yeah. It's fun.
Holy crap.
And you can forgive me for maybe mixing the thing
Does
up
Speed
or
Gaming
doing
give
that.
these guys like some complimentary like hot tea or something?
I mean,
No, just water.
Oh, well. We'll warm it up or something, man.
no, I'm definitely going to be hitting the tea and honey in the morning. But, I mean,
Thankfully for the
as I say, this is the easy part.
thankfully for the hotel's breakfast program, but
Yeah.
That's true. We got hot teas for breakfast, so we're good, guys. Don't worry. Everyone, they're taken care of.
save your money towards next year's tournaments.
Yeah. There we go. I like that. All right, well, man.
Yeah.
I would love to answer some more questions, but honestly, I'm embarrassed of what other things you could think of because that was just a straight up clown fiesta.
It was something. I still think like overall like it's very silly to forget race game, but it wasn't like you were just looking for race game for an hour and 15 minutes. You basically cleared everything else out and quite darn well. Right?
Well, and you still also finished this seed in an hour 42.
Yeah,
and given the fact that you all dungeons this thing.
It was kind of a bad all dungeons though. The trick back to Hera, that one stung a little bit.
The trip back to Ice, the trip back to Hera.
And I put off Skull Woods so long just because I just like wanted to put one over on Dunka finally. But then when there was nothing there, I was like,
you mentioned Dunka.
He's gonna laugh at me again. Yeah. Oh gosh, it was this one hurt me, man. I don't know if I'm cut out for this anymore. I'm getting too old, Rick.
You and me both.
Yeah, man.
Actually gonna leave his D-pad rubbers up on stage.
Yeah. Give these to the next youngin' you see along.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know is after you leave this room, Big Dunka will come up to you and say, I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Always Skull Woods.
No, those old timers are in bed by 7:30, so I was safe against that one.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, because Jeopardy's on at 7:30.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, you'll get a 4:30 in the morning text.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna be eating his cottage cheese and yelling at me. I'm ready for it. Yeah, I imagine it's been pretty much a long day for everyone. Is this the last race tonight?
Yes, this is.
Oh, you sure? Dainty, you want to do a race after the? Oh, okay.
Sorry, we're closed.
Oh, okay, my bad. Kitchen's closed, guys. This ain't the Waffle House.
Yeah, no, not the Waffle House.
I see you tried to go for the Waffle House.
Yeah. Me and the Dead Rocks weren't getting along today.
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah. Huh.
Almost got the pod hover. That would have been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw you try that.
Yeah.
We saw you get the another hover, though. Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
The seed?
No, never mind. That was a different seed.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So let me ask this question. You've done how many seeds today?
I've done 2. I've commentated 1, and I've watched like freaking 4.
Yeah.
I have basically since I think like 10 a.m. I don't think there's. I had about I don't know. I used the bathroom a couple times. Outside of that, I've been watching Zelda.
And this is how you speed game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a suggestion for next year, Rick. Can we get
Yeah, we
monitors
need
in the
the sports bars. They
Yeah,
they got the
urinal
TVs in the
TVs,
bar.
stall
Yeah,
TVs.
I'll submit that idea to Fiesel.
yeah, man.
All right.
What if I'm in the bathroom and there's something on PED? You know, I gotta know.
Ack is on the pedestal.
Hey, man. If you got a suggestions box, I'll fill that one out before we get out of here. You know.
How can I follow that up?
That's a tough one. Yeah.
I don't have any way I can follow that up. Welcome to Rando After Dark.
Yeah.
Lana just said SG After Dark.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, so maybe some upgrades in the work for the next event. Get excited. Get those tickets early.
Hey, we got a bug catching Netaga here.
Yeah, hey, why not?
You think we can get a Triforce text about that? Trying to advertise for. Can we get that? Can we get that going?
We'll talk to Sinek
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
Talk to Sinek. Yeah. I got some dollars to spend on this. This is a noble cause.
Use hashtag #AckOnPed.
All right.
Oh, yeah, Aga patterns were weird, but you contended pretty well with them.
And that completes the Aga fight. Now let's get Khanster here to the finish line. So let me just get back to the original point. How much was the potential seed bleed a real thing in this seed for you tonight?
So it's like 50-50 because again, I was constantly reminding myself of like, hey, when you get Dark World access, like you've done it before, like don't do something stupid, like skip that stuff, you know, like early. And I still did it, even though I was telling myself not to do it. But there was a point where I was thinking to myself, like, didn't I blind check race game this seed and it was 5 rupees? You know, I was like, I did that. But yeah, that was totally the last seed. So I don't know which one it is, but you know, and I still kind of keep, you know, I put filters in my head, but I'm like, all right, so there's some spots I'm not sure about, but I think I did them. You know, we kind of put those, you know, as if we get desperate. Yeah, when I pulled Pet, I was pretty desperate. So.
At least the bow wasn't on Zora this time around.
Oh, man. I mean, it would have upset me a little bit because I think I did. Like, I was like, you know what? I said if I don't have enough Zora money after Swamp, I'm going to go do Ice instead of, like, Big Bomb and doing the catfish and stuff. And I didn't get Zora money. I did Ice. I still didn't have Zora money. And I did all of, you know, Pyramid, Big Bomb, Escape, Graveyard Lead, Catfish, all that. And I only needed like 50 rupees to get there, and I still didn't have money. So I would have been a little miffed if Ether was also on Zora.
So just to explain, I'm sure you probably heard when everyone was going to hysterics about an hour or so into the race.
I heard a little bit about it, but yeah, he was again like laughing, you know, head down, head up, smile. I was like, what's going on, man?
So to explain what wound up happening, so he finally got the rupees. He went to do the mushroom turn-in. After he checked Zora, did not have enough rupees, was short, so he got the 300 from the mushroom.
Oh yeah.
Went back,
Zora money.
and he threw 2 bombs. One hit his face, then the other one he went into the water. Zora gives him 3 bombs as a refund.
Oh, right back at you. All right, I guess Zora had the last laugh on that one. Then.
One up him.
Yes.
That's really funny. Yeah, I think I even took those 300 rupees just because it was like, God, I was looking for, you know, 50 rupees for an hour, I felt like.
Well, we were hoping that this seed was going to provide you with the money when you were going up there with 460, and the game gave you 20.
Yeah, it was just nothing, but, you know, I was like, it's fine, I got stuff to do, but.
But then the seed just said, like, no,
No, my brain was really the big problem. The seed, the ice rod was kind of gross, but yeah. No, actually, you know what? I take it all back. I actually skipped race game on purpose because I didn't want to do Turtle Rock without the ice rod because I totally would have been stuck in that position. It's actually like, it's one of my calculated plays.
Yeah, save yourself. Yeah.
So no, Ack is just trying to fool his enemies that he's got to still face in the remainder of this tournament.
Yeah, you know, I mean, and that's a really hard thing for, like, you know, my future opponents to plan against.
All right, let's get your GGs in the chat. Khanster has finished off Ganon. And with the fanfare and the walk-up, we can say goodbye to the seed.
Forever.
Or we can say goodbye to Link because he's stuck with a bow.
Oh, well, Rick, there's only one thing we can do about this. We got to run it back.
All right, we'll be back after these messages.
I'm going to need some coffee.
Come on down here. Let's get you into here. Let's go ahead and talk this thing over.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. This is the warmest seat I've ever sat in.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's been on that for 2 hours. Yeah, right. All right, well, welcome in there. Well, how's it going?
That was rough.
It definitely was. Yeah. What would you like to say to Zora for those refunds of 3 bombs?
3 bombs?
Yeah, the bombs back from Zora.
That was quite a spectacle from my perspective because, you know, I saw a lot going on your side with your movements and stuff. So you had me very curious a lot during the seed.
Yeah. But, yeah, rough go, but, I mean, you finished.
I think the weirdest thing was just watching the fact that Ack had 3 swords while here you are at the 55-minute mark of the run. You still are swordless.
Didn't I have hammer?
You had hammer by that point in time, but you were still going without a sword. And it was kind of interesting because Ack went into the Argus fight. He had tempered sword, and here you are doing the hammer swordless strats.
Yeah. I mean, you did them well, but
you were swordless in Swan?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Oh. Yeah, that's crazy.
So is there anything you really want to say about this seed?
It sucked.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the words that we can put to bed with this seed.
But yeah, hopefully a little better luck for you in your next one.
Yep. Even Link doesn't agree with the seed.
Yeah,
the fact that he's still stuck there with a bow in his hand.
Yeah, just won't do it. Oh, well. But,
Yep.
Yeah.
But, man, GG's, dude. Thanks for, playing me this late. Good luck to you for, the rest of your tournament races.
Oh, God. That beginning was horrid.
There was definitely a lot of interesting stuff you could do in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that ice rod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the one.
Was that your go?
Not quite.
So his misadventure was the fact that he left race game until late.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just blinded it.
Yeah.
Well, I did too.
But by that point in time, I almost had to be there.
An hour and 20. Yeah.
Natural hour 20 blind race game. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get 4-minute Dark World access, what else are you supposed to do?
I had other things to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm just going to go with my normal progression way, and then I will work through there.
Yep. Absolutely. GG's to you on this seed, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was definitely a seed.
It was. But you got through it.
Yeah, and about that bomb.
Yes.
The big bomb on top of.
Oh, yeah, the fact that you still needed to get rupees for that big bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
It was just a case where the fortunes just weren't with you with this seed, really.
No.
And that's pretty much where we're going to put this one to an end.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and make the wraps up. Anything that you want to close out saying?
Don't let Synac generate the seeds.
Well, I would say something, but I've been known for a 3.5-hour SMZ3 seed today, so I'm kind of out of the running myself.
Oh, wow.
So By the time we get to the end of this group stage, you're probably going to want nobody to roll your seats.
Okay.
So we'll see what winds up happening. But let's go ahead and wrap things up here because we're already running
Thank
late
you
as
guys
it is.
for,
And
GG's, man.
race
Thanks
run.
for doing, guys.
Yeah.
You're the best.
but yeah,
Peppy.
definitely
Yeah.
GG's to you, Khanster. Good luck in your remaining races. GG's to you, Ack, and good luck in your remaining races.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
We've been Speed Gaming Live 2022 here on Speed Gaming 2.
and
Oh,
yes, we
and
definitely
our
want to
Link-
give a
Link
big old
Force,
thank
our
you to Link
tracker.
Force for tracking over
And
here.
thank you to Clear Mouse for reminding us that we forgot that.
I didn't forget that.
No. There definitely wasn't everybody looking over here for a second.
Absolutely.
But no, on
Iranian here
tech-
for making sure that we are on the air and was able to do the things that we need to do. So, yes, thank you to everyone for helping getting us on the air. We've got more coming up here tomorrow from Speed Gaming Live 2022, including the marathon on this channel beginning at 8 a.m. So let's get on out of here.
Yeah,
I'm
go get some
Adirondack
sleep,
Rick,
DGens. I'm Epibliticus.
and that is Acktheboker, and that's Khanster. And be sure to give them a big old follow, and thank you for watching Speed Gaming.
Good night, everybody.